Hi guys, we are live. We are doing our weekly Wednesday or Wednesday wisdom today it is called the create or the simplicity of meditation. So we are getting some people on here since it's a live and it is saved on YouTube, so that's kind of fun. And I see some people coming on. Hey guys, good for you to be on. We are talking about meditation, which is a fun word. I haven't really used it too much, but people kind of connect to it. That people go to spiritual practices, they usually talk about meditation, or like Buddhism or mindfulness, to talk about meditation. So it's a way of understanding relaxation, meditation, kind of. I like more people coming on. That's cool. We're talking about the simplicity of meditation, which is kind of what I've been always like drawn to with my teachings or my study, that we can that people have like different teachings, like meditate like this or meditate like that, but like why why are we doing what we're doing? And a lot of teachings are kind of clogged in like different kind of cloaks of religion or of culture, or being like more masculine towards masculine men or women, or in a different family, like. So then you have the different like meditations that are created towards different people, and it works for different people, and that is kind of like confusing in a time when we kind of are looking for simplicity. We are kind of getting more awake, enlightened in our approach to life, looking at different strategies, like how people are being awakened, being more aware, being more relaxed. That is something we all are kind of dabbling with, and we are trying to understand why people are seeking some techniques and not others. So for me, that was a great kind of, when I went into chiropractic and Tai Chi, then I realized that there are so many, and you read about all these different techniques in different magazines. Do this to feel better. Do that. This is the right way. This is the right. But if you kind of like move beyond the basic step of meditation, you can start to see like the bigger part of relaxation, bigger part of meditation, if you may. And the more you simplify it, the more you can kind of bring it into your life. And that is kind of what is the intention of meditation. But sometimes the practices become more obsessed about like doing that practice than to bring it into life, bring it into you, so that you can kind of connect with it and use it at your own will. Just keep it simple. So that's why I call it simplicity of meditation. When we kind of look at it from people go to like different depths of kind of understanding consciousness or your body or your mind, and then some people just focus more on meditation as like sit still, meditate, and you're actually lifting the energy into your mind, into your mind, to kind of expand your mind to relax and to understand yourself. That is the mind place. It's like the understanding. The heart is more the feeling, and the body is more like kind of like the presence kind of a body, of the yeah, of having a body, of having your energy, claiming your space of power. So we have all these different places of meditation, and we can engage with them if we want to, and we can kind of like make them all come together as one. So we learn different meditations, do this, do that, and then we kind of like, we become all separate. This works for that, this works for that, but your whole self is still kind of divided. And divisiveness kind of creates confusion, because you are no longer just you are many yous, you are yourself in many areas. I like some more people coming in. Welcome. So that is that is like when we kind of come in and we come to school and we have some friends, childhood friends, and we new friends in school, and we get cool friends, and we get like family. So we can sometimes feel that we're like a different person in different areas, because we're not like unified. We're like having to adapt, be more masculine or more feminine or more cool or more emotional or more. So we're kind of like all these different personalities. I remember that was kind of confusing when kind of having friends that I could not like bring together, because I was a different person in different areas. But that kind of coincides with like meditation too, in a way. Like we can do this and do that, but we feel relaxation only in certain areas. We feel only relaxation when we're on the mountains or vacation or going in the woods or going skiing or running or having sex or eating, or like there's different areas. Meditation is kind of, the essence of meditation is kind of bringing together like the intention of relaxation. So that's why I usually call it more relaxation than meditation. But people don't always, they're not always relaxed when they meditate, because they use a lot of energy to pull the energy up to their mind to like meditate, and they burn off their head and they become all bald, and which is like a lot of, a lot of meditators are bald. So it's just, or if you think too much, you can also become, but you can also, your hair can actually like remain viable if that is needed. But so we can kind of categorize our body more as the mind, but we can also like engage with it more, the body. And the ease of life, as I kind of teach, it's more like the body way. It's more Taoist. It's more nothingness. It's more like earthbound. It's more feminine. And if you look at it, two sides of it, it's kind of more the engaging side, and it's more the retracted side. The retracted side, we can easily actually see when you listen to me right now. But also when you look at TV, with the mind, you pull away, you observe the TV, and you engage with analyzing what they're talking about. If you agree with it, if you don't, what are they trying to say? And then with your heart, you're feeling, are you getting touched by maybe the death of somebody, or the love making of somebody, or the happiness of somebody? Or the physical, are you feeling tense, stiff? Are you kind of relaxing? Are you not? Are you pulled up? Are you clenching your face, your jaw, all this stuff that you can be part of in observing TV? Now, if you kind of allow this to kind of unfold, you can, as I said, like kind of unify all these, and you can bring the body can be relaxed, you're observing, the heart can be open, observing, and your mind can be open, observing, and peace. And that is kind of more the feminine. It's kind of like internal, looking at the body, observing. But you still have these levels that are always there. We always we can talk about something with our mind, but we can also just feel something with our heart, or we go all up and down all the time. So it is about kind of like simplifying and letting this unification, this meditation, this awareness dance and become more free. Then that creates more fun. The other part of the body is the engaged one. And sometimes if you go to riding a horse or going for a walk, but say riding a horse, you're engaged, or having sex, you engage with something. Your body moves forward into the horse. You're stepping in, you're setting down, you're connecting with the horse. So then you want to feel comfortable. You want to keep going to the action. And then, well, your heart kind of needs to be well, are you feeling peace? Are you feeling open, loving, trusting with the horse? Are you feeling connected? Are you feeling at ease? And then the mind comes in, that are you in control? Are you understanding the intention for this action? So the forward motion of the body is the action part. The backward motion is more like the non-action part. And we kind of need, in the body, to have a wholesome body, we actually need both. A lot of meditations can focus solely on the mind or the heart or the body. And that creates imbalance, which is seen in different, traditions. But so whatever tradition you have, you can, of course, look, where are you organized? And it is pretty easy. It's fun to see. And you will see different teachers teaching it in different ways, depending on if they're more a woman or man, or more oral, more feminine, more masculine, more mindful, more all these things, more sexual. So when you have different teachers, you have to kind of dare to look at what are they teaching, and what there might be levels beyond that. So for me, I met many teachers, and then you can see that we are at a place where we can move beyond many of these techniques and see the simplicity of things. That's what I call it today. But if you do, then you actually can allow the energy flow internally and externally. Then there's water, fire coming up. Externally is more like air, like openness. You need both sides for balance. And the more you are, you will notice that you can be both internal, external when you flow through life. Just the more unified you are with the horse, then you can suddenly experience that just by thinking, you're connected with the horse, and just thinking backwards, the horse goes backwards. You don't necessarily sometimes you have to do move the horse and push, but the more open you are, the more energy flow goes through. And that is why I call it more relaxation than just thinking or meditation, is because the more energy flow you have, the more you will be able to be connected with your surroundings. I'm kind of using my hands, my sign language today. So that is kind of the unity of meditation that I kind of wanted to bring in today. Another part where you are kind of pulling back and observing is when you sleep. That's why a lot of times allow people to lay down on my retreats or when we do the meditation, to lay down and relax in that way. So that was my first talking part. Kind of move in. You kind of, by listening to me, you go into a state of meditation as well. And we're going to do a second part. If you want to continue with me, whether you are here now or you are later, we will do a second part of a little bit of meditation. So get comfortable, pass out, get on some comfortable clothes or get naked, whatever you need to. Lay back on your couch. If you're new, we're kind of usually talking. First part is more like opening up the energy of conceptual awareness, and then we're kind of receiving it down in the second part. So lay down, and I will be back in a minute when you're ready. If you have to go pee, do it now. Cute. So we will go into the second part. If you know anyone who kind of needs to hear this, send them this YouTube, Instagram. And a lot of people are looking to simplify. Sometimes you get stuck in techniques or religions or different stuff, and we are actually all kind of wanting to simplify and start just enjoying life. Yes, and horse metaphors, I am sure some people would love to hear about that, especially people doing horse stuff. But I did horse myself, and just once, and it was fun to actually suddenly like just was told to just think backwards, and the horse just went, and that was the first time I rode a horse. But it's like the more relaxed you are, the more you're in tune you are with your surroundings. And the horse is just like connecting with a dog or a cat or a lover or friends, that the more soft you are, the more open and receptive you are. So let's get you situated. There was a little low battery here. I'm gonna I had to get some more electricity, and that's kind of what we're doing when we're meditating. We're kind of resituate ourselves, because we are kind of always, let me see, there we are. We're always kind of using our energy. We're kind of going out and we're using our energy, but then the other part of it is that we have to like pull in and kind of like release the energy. So when we go into thinking, like a man sometimes are more like mental, and they are organized out here, and then they pull back and they don't think, and everyone's like, what's going on? And I was like, nothing. But in the moment that that bubble bursts, maybe your work is not working anymore, then suddenly you can go down into your heart and you feel depressed because the mind is no longer being fed as it should. So to be organized only on control, then your mind is always vulnerable. So the more your mind is open to just listen, then and allowing and accepting the flow of life, then it will be easier to kind of enjoy whatever flows. And just like a woman sometimes are pulled more in and feeling all the time, they're open and in love, they're pulling out, connecting. But when they maybe don't have a girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever, or a kid, then they're pulled back and they're just feeling. Well, if you empty out the heart, then it becomes easier to just stay open and relax in that space. And so like when you are like with an animal, like a horse, they will feel how you are connected to this thing. And the more you are open outwards in your heart, body, mind, and inwards, the more you can easily connect, and any thought will make the horse go backwards or forwards. You don't really need to do too much because you're energetically connected. So the body is energy. It's like energy impulses. We think too much about like thinking or like doing, but when you understand that your whole force field is always kind of connected, and the horse or the dog or your friends are also connected to that force field, the more at peace your force field are, the more peaceful you will transmit to others, and thus the importance of meditation or relaxation, as I kind of like to call it. So that is the intention of opening it up. Like when I'm at Tai Chi and they actually talk about like fighting, but the whole almost fight is that when you're just totally open and inviting, they're just gonna lose themselves because they come in with aggression, and you meet them with openness and love and relaxation. That means that they're already falling over. They're too obsessed with you, and you are just enjoying. And the same way, when whatever you meet with, when you're obsessed with something, you're not enjoying, you're not breathing, you're not enjoying it. So get you situated more for the new people. Let's do the second part of the meditation. It's just so fun to talk about it, because I guess I've been experiencing it for 20 years and seeing how it has benefited my body, and how my body is just softening, and how the bones and tendons and ligaments and the skin can all kind of like flow more in different parts as you are opening up yourself to connection. And the responsiveness of your friends and family and dogs and cats and horses, they also are very in tune with your relaxation. So the deeper you are, the more connected. But when we go, there are many levels here. So when we go from one level to the next, you might actually feel very like unrooted. uneasy for a little bit because you are finding a new plateau, you're finding a new ground, you're getting deeper roots. So let's get those shoulders dropping, get back in your seat or in your bed or in your shower or in your bath or in your car, wherever you are. So some people are listening now, other people are going to listen to it driving home from work or wherever, or if you are working these days. So drop those shoulders down. Let's kind of, when you open the mind, you're kind of just letting the mind go, the thoughts go, the control go. And you're kind of pulling back. Some people use that drugs to kind of get that kind of distance. And then in your heart, you're not staying in feeling too much. You're like opening up and receiving. That is what we're kind of doing here. And you're daring to be guided. So I'm kind of acting as a teacher. It means that sometimes to be guided is like opening up the heart to receive. And then we're bringing the body, which the hip bones, the shoulders, the jaw, the neck, all these can kind of open up deeper. And the shoulders can become heavier, dropping down. And the hips can start rolling out. And the belly can kind of drop down, forward. And the legs and the knees can kind of roll in. The ankles kind of can roll out. We are kind of like have this alignment that we have when we are small kids that we all are connected to. We don't always know it because we've kind of forgotten this natural bouncy connection that we have as a small child, but that we can return to gradually as we start understanding the purpose of relaxation, the purpose of connecting body, mind, and heart. Not just one or the other. Most people like one body or heart or mind. We like one more than the other. We like our work. They're all oriented. But our life still needs all three of them to create more of a balanced, symbiotic relationship. And for us to allow the energy flow to go. So that's why we also need sleeping to kind of like flow it through. So let's just drop out of your mind again. Stop listening to me. Drop into your mind, out of your thoughts, into that void space. Drop down into your shoulders again. And shake your hips a little bit more. And drop your legs, your toes. Get those toes, the big toe. Let's feel that one. And breathe. Breathing is just like, you just have to almost like, of course, breathing is there. It's natural. Just have to let it out sometimes. We're holding our breath all the time, and sometimes you have to be like, okay, yeah, we can actually, the breathe can move. The breath can move. Can move through. Doesn't need to be so serious. Relaxation, meditation, it is the easiest, most fun thing to do because it happens all the time. It's just more tapping into it and getting accustomed to it again, to the simplicity. We are at a time in our life, in life in general, where people are starting to get ready to simplify. That everything comes out and you start to see what might be more complicated and what is more simple, what is more easy, what is more graceful, what is more loving. So that's kind of what we're doing here. the yawning coming in, just allowing yourself to kind of sleep, kind of fade away. And just kind of open up to the colors and sensations and the place beyond. And that breath is just moving through the body without your doing. We're so used to doing, but sometimes we have to allow ourselves the non-doing of things, the undoing. That's where we go deeper beyond the makings of the ego, beyond the makings of what we know, what we feel, what control we have, what is right. Beyond that, into the unknown, which we are. That's where all life is created. That's where we can stay happy forever, stay playful and relaxed forever in the unknown. So that's where we play. So drop down in those shoulders one more time, those hips. And the shoulders dropping even deeper. And it's more not exactly necessarily need to feel what I say. It's more the energy that I'm putting out. We are kind of creating a union. Our energy bodies are combining. That's the fun things of this. So there we are. The energy is coming through the back, moving. Good. The energy starts opening up again. Great. Awesome. Cool. Thank you for coming. That was fun. Start moving again. If you have some questions, just reach out. If you're wondering if you're doing one-on-one, or if you have donations that you feel like contributing, then that just go to my webpage or Instagram. It's all written out there. Or for everybody else, thank you for coming in, and please spread this to other people that need to hear this. And I will see you soon. Next time we do some play. And I hope you have a beautiful